Hello and welcome. I'm Ryan Lee. Thank you for joining us. Two teams that are on two opposite sides of the playoff line. Chicago come in as the 7, but Atlanta come in as the number 9 seed. And they made 3 changes since their 2-1 loss against Red Bull New York. Currently in the 7 seed, just barely above the playoff line, keeping Jason Nemo in goal for his 15th start. Right to left in the all-white will be Chicago Fire. 2 points separated. 1 above the line, 1 just beneath it. As we begin here at the Atlanta United Training Ground here in Marietta. 80 degrees here in Georgia, about as typical as you can get midway through August. 3 consecutive losses for especially the recent history. Chicago perhaps trying to look out a little more, considering Atlanta have won the last 3 against the Fire. Served in, Pita, one-timer goes over. Approaching a dozen minutes, still only the lone shot attempt from Santiago Pita. But maybe a chance as it's Diawara on the outside. Hits the brakes, centering feed, Turdine. Drops it, try from deep is just missed. A nice crack there for Oscar Pineda, looking for that second goal. Top 3 slots in terms of most goals scored, each with 45 and 22 matches. Maybe one here for Chicago. This try from distance, saved by Ransom. Someone's going to have to break, especially in such a heavily congested Eastern Conference. If you just go from 5th to 12th, you have 6 points of separation between Red Bull New York in the 5 and Huntsville in the 12, especially after the rough start of the season they had. And also keep in mind, those 2 teams in that bottom section, 11 Philly and 12 Huntsville, they're both sub 500 and still alive. Pita, try from distance, and someone's going to have to get that. This was this last opportunity. You had the reach in there before that left-footed strike from outside the box came from Damian Villanueva. Villanueva's been exceptional in this season. He's got goals in back-to-back. Dunbar picks it off, drop back in the middle. Kovac holds, lets it go off the bar, off the line. The rebound saved by Nemo. This is a large part of why Atlanta have been so offensively threatening. The back heel and the quick poke up. Kovac at the top of the air. Dominic Chonghui gets around 1, keeps it in play. No one in black in the penalty area. It goes for an Atlanta throw. This portion of the broadcast is sponsored by Renegade Lemonade. Half an hour in. Still no goals to speak of. Dunbar towards the boundary as Chonghui gets it back inside. Got Cyprian and Cisse there, and they'll retreat for Ransom. Boots it for Chonghui. Gravitates right back to him. Chonghui for Pita. 1 touch. Kovac has Dunbar free. Dunbar. Kovac scores! The boots are still golden for Arif Kovac. 16 this season. 1-0 Atlanta. Also, one thing that probably got lost in the mix with all the craziness that's happened offensively in the last handful of minutes, Cameron Dunbar also increases his lead league in the Golden Playmaker race. Now 9 assists on the season, the only player next pro to do that. Dovolo. Across the top, that one is sent and scored! Enzo Dovolo, 3 goals in 4 games. He's red hot, and Chicago are up 2-0. Pito stands alone, sent to goal, punched out by Nemo, still loose, great save by Nemo again. 4 extra minutes are on the board, and what a shot this is by Pita, just barely finding the gap, and a great move by Dunbar to escape. Villanueva centers, gets it back. Villanueva works on Chongqui, flips it. Pineda chops it down, couldn't escape. That's sent down the length, and that is it for halftime. Even across their time in the USL Championship. Second half, ready to go in Atlanta, in the black, right to left. Left to right in the all white, Chicago Fire 2. As Ryan Lee and the rest of our MLS Next Pro crew, we think position to lift themselves above the line. Fleming outside, Villanueva, he's alone, space closing, Villanueva in front, deflected, out of the box, great recovery by Chica. Now allows Dunbar to help back. Chongqui only as far as cups. Pineda sweeps it across. Nig lost his footing. Sandmeyer harassed by Kovac. Dunbar prevents that pass from being completed. Sinanu, we haven't heard much of him yet today, but it's back for Sandmeyer. Tardine wanted to go inside. Atlanta in the way. Fleming rolls it, has Borso working on Dunbar. Borso across, lets it go! Great save by Ransom. Turned over, Kovac in front, Jardines! Great save by Nemo. There was an opportunity there for Andrew Jardines, but Jason Nemo, even though he's led in 2, still sharp, all things considered. Went outside, wide of Villanueva's range. Bolt recovers. That was Borso, pardon. Pineda gliding through. Took a reflection. Took a deflection, couldn't get out. Jardines. Play on, says the official. Pineda outside. Back for Pineda. Stutter steps. Works out. Still an Atlanta man down outside the box. Chested down, follow through, out of play. And this should be a net. Couldn't complete it. Back it comes for Chicago. Bolt in the middle, man taken down. Atlanta escaping. Diawara crisscrosses, lets it fly, and Ransom fumbled it, but controls it at the end of the day. Chicago on the press. Diawara outside. Hits Borso. Dunbar watching closely as they retreat. Retreat for Nagel. Fleming in space for Bernhardt. Fire still with it. This try from an angle. Tried the deflection. And initially ruled a goal kick, but it seems like after conferring with the other referees, it's a corner. First one of the match for Chicago, despite being top 10 in that category all season long. Inward, headed, back post, banged the bar but didn't go in. Survived the barrage from the Fire. That glanced off the bar but bounced out graciously. Chung Kui swipe. You're talking inches away from a 2-1 game. Another try to center. That one's ricocheted. Loose in front, saved by Ransom, still there and cleared. Match. Damian Villanueva, his night is done. Or rather, his afternoon is done. And that gives an opportunity to Brody Williams, the second-year man, the current top 4 of the Eastern Conference in their final 5 matches. Swooped outside, headed to goal, deflected, still loose, Williams in front, Fleming, he missed. Fleming had a chance to keep the spark alive for Chicago. A great header back into the mix. Nagel was in there, Williams slide. For Chicago, struggled on the road, maybe a chance for Napo. He twirls out, couldn't reach Bolts. Follow up for Borso on the volley. Went over, but did it take a nick on the way out? It did. That's the 5th corner of the match for Chicago, all of which were in the second half. Only 3 in total for Atlanta. Last gasp for the Fire before they get snuffed out this afternoon. Inside, deflected, wide. You could hear the moans and groans of Chicago as your guys like Nagel and Sandmeyer inside the 6. Extra 4 on the board. Arif Kovac in the 33rd. Enzo Dovolo in the 39th. 2 assists for Dunbar. Jardines also had a helper on the second goal to Dovolo. Borso wanted to glide it through but couldn't beat out the defense. And this is a free lane for Enzo Dovolo. Hits the brakes. Back across. Still Dovolo. Back for Kovac. Held off by Nemo before that's mopped to the side. Smacked out of play by the Five Stripes. Santa Cross alone. Williams gets one back. No shutout for Chicago. Brody Williams got it behind Ransom. Dovolo was in the mix. A red card's in the hand. Did you have Nig in the mix? That's where the red card goes. One each way, it looks like. A little bit of jawing turned into shoving. We'll have to. Pineda slowed things down. Chicago need to pick it up if they want to at least salvage a point. Across from Borso, kept in by Napo. Some cramping on the field for Atlanta, but they still have to play on defensively. That skirts out of play. Last off of Chicago, and that is it.